Look at you. Look at this. Hello everyone, and welcome to Anthology of the Killer. A game that describes itself as a surreal horror comedy based around several shorts which all, I guess, pertain to this one location, this town, whose main export is psycho killers. Oh, and look at this art style. It's like one of those disturbing early 2000s Splash games brought to life in 3D. That somber music, it's also dreamlike. The bright cosmos in the sky, all contrasted with those almost MS Paint bodies, that green thing up there. And it looks like there's even a covered statue on the roof. Now, a number of you have been suggesting I try this out for a while, and in fact, I want to thank the creator for sending me an early link to this. And from the start, I am so intrigued already. Let's see what these gentlemen have to say. It's the coming thing. Oh, look at them grinning, glowing green, all in silhouette. But it seems like they'll just let me through without turning to face me. Oh, this is just the menu screen. Well, let's see what the birds want. Opening night. They say voice of the killer is the first one. Okay, I've switched the aspect ratio so I can actually read these things. It's the coming thing. All the young people love it. They say voice of the killer is the first one. I kinda thought there'd be more people here. So here we are, opening night. Oh, look at that. A bunch of office drones, all dressed as chic ghosts and opening out onto some huge red sea. And on the top left, a family portrait of people, I guess, dressed as cops and wearing masks. I can't wait to see what this is about, but I get the feeling this is going to be absolutely drenched in symbolism. Let's try it. Are you being stalked by someone? Strangetown series, voice of the killer. Hey y'all, welcome to the new issue of my zine of strange occurrences. I'm sorry it's been a while, please forgive me. I had to finish my exams. I've also been busy at work due to the events I shall relate. So you've got an avid reader base, do you? I've been working in the call center of the famous insurance company, Life Contracts. Things here have been extremely chaotic. Or should I say, agile and flexible. That's right, your correspondent has become a working girl, learning all kinds of exciting corporate lingo. Oh, look at that, we're actually in a third-person perspective. But look, it actually takes the camera a moment to catch up with your movements. Oh, that is so cool. It's such a perspective trip. I'm like really digging this art style so far because it's like so simplistic. But based on that poster alone, I'm starting to get the idea that there's going to be more complex ideas involved here. The bus is gone. I'm tempted to bail, but won't get paid until I can make it through probation. And I promised I'd have color pictures next issue. I am committed. Alright, this is almost reminding me of one of those like point-and-click adventure games from like the late 90s. The company building is next to the sea, which would be nice if it didn't smell like piss. Night and day, the waves make an awful sound, like a vast mouth breathing. This is said to be the result of geology, the baleful science. This is almost giving me a mall near you vibes, at least in some way. Forward, 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 forward. Urgent. Dear BB, I can't see you. Are you still real? Were you ever real? It's 3 a.m. I'm alone in the office, but soon the day will start, and I will see you again soon. Your call target for today is 100. If you cannot hit it, I will need to have you escorted from my life. Sincerely, Line Manager Liney. Okay, so management is clearly off their rocker. Officially, my job is to cold call people from a list of potential customers. But some days, nobody ever gives me the list. Where is the list? Who manufactures the list? I've been trying to figure it out so I won't get fired. Yep, that's corporate culture for you. And here we are. Inside, it's always busy and panicked feeling, and nobody wants to talk to me. Sign of a vibrant company culture. Wow, you're quickly shaping up to be a co-commentator. Everything smells like carpet. Behind the closed doors, I hear footsteps and shatter. Listen to that. We can hear the tack-tack of those keyboards all right in our ear. Okay, so where are we working? And that voice in the distance sounds like equal parts voice on the intercom relaying announcements or some sort of church service. I guess everyone wears these sheets in the office as a confidentiality requirement. Mine hasn't arrived yet, although when I gave HR my address, they promised they would, quote, visit me soon. Interesting. Anonymity as part of the work culture. Or rather, dehumanization. Alright, BB's desk, sure, but we're gonna want to walk around some more, aren't we? Oh boy, my very own Zine distro. That's what I thought as well. But whenever I go to the copy room, the printer queue is already booked up, and everybody's making those expensive color copies. In the corner, there's a copy of the official company newsletter. It's full of pictures of executives grinning. But about what? I wish I knew. Maybe that's how they get you. A new start tomorrow, colleagues. As I'm sure you're aware, it has been several tough years for life contracts. The freakish and unexplained high murder rate in the city continues to blah 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 margins, blah 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 exciting new challenges. As such, we're very excited by the long-awaited restructuring of our call center department to be accomplished blah blah blah. Sincerely, General Manager Jenny. Color printing, huh? It doesn't look like... I mean, interesting designs. Oh, look, all these Polaroids all over the walls. Remember, we don't pay out if the corpse is unidentifiable. Management. Oh yeah, if there's a high murder rate, we are very involved in that, aren't we? I mean, business-wise, of course. Unless... I'm pretty much going to explore everywhere I can before I actually sit down. Policemen roam the back corridors. I wear an intent expression and sip coffee to remain inconspicuous while I'm wandering around. Their motionless faces continue staring out to sea. They have nothing to say to me. Oh, look at that. Your portrait there is actually nervous. That is so adorable and or creepy. The noise of the waves mixes with the background murmur of the call center. I see some things that could be seals move through the waves. Or it could be something else. Oh wow, there is actually so much to explore. Yep. Wait, are we able to get an angle on the, on whatever's on that wall there? Is that a corpse in a cart? Let's not dwell on such things then. Ooh, the complaint department, my favorite. The boxes of complaints seem to absorb the sound around me, as well as the light. I guess the archives are the place to be if you're overstressed, where you just want to sit down and decouple from it all. Back here are older wallpapered passages from when the building used to belong to someone else. It feels like it's been forgotten about, but someone is still watering the plants, I guess. The door locks behind me. You ever get the feeling you're being watched? Oh man, it just clicked for me what this feels like. This feels like Pajama Sam or something, but like in 3D. Well, there's no going back there, off into the shadows. Employee of the month. Maybe it's whoever is best at watching out for the company? That must be all HR up there. Lost boardroom. Oh, look at those figures in the portraits. Looks like they're grabbing the camera, like they got to the cameraman just as they clicked the shutter. Proud to announce that we have succeeded in winning the call handling contract for all the activities to last till Q3. Existing staff must be gradually familiarized with the new process in order to not cause alarm. Police will be on staff for all instances, and have agreed to use our ice room for this purpose. I can't tell how recent they are. The attached charts are all indecipherable, and look like they come from archaic 3D modeling software. Ooh, a projector. Wait, can we read it? Actions. More hand sanitizer. Access to the bay. Route will commence 4 to 6 a.m. Watch out for something. Already, this game has got surrealist vibes and urbex. We're just slipping off from work and exploring the back corridors and discovering old company secrets. I guess I can hold on to this until my real one arrives. There's a crude marker drawing of a key on the surface, but I can't see any name. Alright, well I guess that's how we get out of here then. Hello? On my way back, I open one of the file cabinets. Rubber bands, staples, documents about nothing I'm familiar with. There's still no one around. This wasn't like this before, and shadows are being cast across the wall. Also, Employee of the Month, were you looking to the right before? It's like you're nervous about what's about to happen with me. I try the card key on the door, but it won't unlock. Nobody's around to help. But at the other end of the hallway, I think I hear a murmur. Oh my, was I not supposed to come back here? Here's those horror elements in the surrealism. When I step inside, the lights are dimmed, and the murmuring grows louder, more excited. I feel they're talking about me. And try to walk faster, I can see those— oh my god! Oh, go, 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 go! Oh my god. We found the employees of the month, although their eyes seem to have inverted a bit. Now it's their irises that are gone. Okay, through here. There's gotta be a way out. Oh god, go, run, 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 run. You've nothing to say about this? Oh, this is like a bad dream. No change to the atmospherics, but we're just in the dark of our workplace, shuffling around trying to get away from all these red-eyed figures. Okay, let's keep going. I just got bumped up! I can't go that way. Through here. Through here. Oh, I can't see anything. Through— is there anything here? I can't see. There's an invisible wall here. Why? Okay, let's go back the way we came. Yeah, there's green light from above, but I can't see where from. I'm sorry, I cannot think right now. There's— oh god, invisible wall here as well. Invisible walls, it's just invisible walls all around. Except for back here. Is that a bug? Okay, I think I just have to let you get me, cause— yeah. Are you sorry for the things you've done? When I escaped from the bag, I found myself in a crowded sub-office somewhere in the depths of the building. It's filled with policemen using it as a temporary lounge. Nobody is paying much attention to me. I guess it's catch and release. For now. Those a couple of my coworkers sitting nondescriptly in the chairs back there. You can trust me. I'm the cool policeman. Check out these yo-yo tricks. Did you ever hear of a band named Fugazi? You look like someone I once strangled in a dream. Does something smell like blood in here, or is it just me? Ignore that. I'm quirky, but I get the job done. Ah, I'm sure you're going to be everyone's favorite character. Look at all those missing persons posters back there. Someone behind a desk is enjoying his own voice while pretending to talk to me. I carefully deflect all queries. Number 1 of making a zine is never to talk to the police. Wow, I can't believe it's Cool Policeman. He has the top clearance rate in the whole city, since none of the bodies are ever found. Do you think I could get an autograph? Go for it, bucko. Now I don't recognize where I am at all. Is this another department of the call center? Other employees are walking slowly through a doorway at the end of the hall. Man, it's like this place is haunted with its employees. Look at the way those curtains billow in the breeze. Well, we could go that way, or I was gonna say we could continue snooping, but it doesn't look like we can. That door is boarded. I go through another door. This one's filled with managers. Shredded paper fragments cover the floor, and everything smells of disinfectant and warm rubber. Okay, so what can we do here? Wait, are these the call lists I was looking for? I look through and see the names of dead people, missing people, family, strangers, friends, numbers, home addresses. This might not be my department. Maybe not, but what if it is? Was there a crime scene right here? Boy, the rate is so high these days. They're saying the rate is going to go up even further. We'll certainly need the extra space for all of them. I'm glad we figured out how to make money from the rate. What do you mean by that? I just realized you're literally wearing a friendly face. But aside from that, you're actually just covered demons. Well, maybe we can get by yous? You don't seem to have anything to say to us. Did you hear? He's coming to visit later on. I hear he's very picky about what he sees. We'll do our best to make everything just right for him. I'm so excited we finally get to meet him. Who's coming? We welcome the killer. So by rate, you mean murder rate. Presumably you don't welcome me, but I'ma just blunder on in here. Anyway, you know what, or maybe not. Maybe, you know, maybe I could have seen that coming. Okay, well, this way. This way with us. Let's just scooch on by the management and try not to worry about this too much. Goodbye. I can still hear your breathing. Let's go. Goodbye. Later, taters. Here's the door. It's weird. We have this protagonist who is essentially the only one who talks like a normal person, and yet doesn't seem to react to the strangeness of any of this. The second dialer is next to the ocean again. Outside, it's darker than before. The low chatter of voices sounds just like the sea. Suddenly, I feel relaxed, as though I'm where I need to be. Oh, look at the way this, like, complex lighting interacts with this. It's not our desk, but it is a desk. I find a desk that's not mine, but that waits for me. The call scripts are written out phonetically. After a while, I stop trying to work out what they really mean, and lose myself in the rhythm of my own voice. You're grounded. In fact, you're the only one that talks like a normal person. Everything else just sort of comes at us. And yet we kind of feel what every area is about intuitively. It is very, very good dream logic in that way. We're not given any instructions. We just, very simple, just follow the instructions. And it doesn't even matter what we're really saying. That night I had a dream that felt like waking from a dream. Clumps of hair were growing out of the sand. I tried pulling them up and found only more hair. My coworkers were calling me from further down the beach. Over here? No. There's someone here, but we pass right through them, can't identify who they are. There's something out there. It actually looks like a giant tongue. And some of you are walking out towards it. In the distance, a large tongue moved forward from the ocean and waved to us. We looked and waved back. Some people I knew were swimming out there to meet it. Bodies moved across the shoreline and slipped into the water. They were slowly drawn farther out to sea, as though following some magnetic pull. There was a sound of howling. It seems as though your work follows you home at night. Look, 2 moons in the sky, and all of them moving towards something that seems like so threatening, but they call you over to it as if it's some joyous occasion. And is that the management watching from their board up above? A smaller severed tongue here on the table. In a room above the waves, the management are getting ready to eat. There's a place for me. The food looks so enticing that I want to cry. The meat of the tongue is almost too pliant to cut through, but my knife is very sharp. I carve out a square and put it into my mouth. It's delicious, dripping with wet fat and juice. I chew and chew, but it never seems to diminish in my mouth. And when I wake up, my pillow is gone. What a dark take on such a classical joke. My lips are chapped and sore. It's 3 a.m. I check my phone. I have a new message. Apparently the office burned down last night and will be closed indefinitely. They don't know whether anybody was inside, and I had not completed my basic training. I would not be eligible for severance pay. And that's that. By going through that fever dream about our work life, we eat the tongue and in doing so obtain the voice of the killer. I am loving this so far. This is so cool. I mean, it's so dreamlike and creepy, and yet I always feel like I just get it in that dreamlike way. Like, it doesn't need to explain anything for me to know exactly what it wants me to feel. But we welcome the killer. I mean, this company doing what it does, I guess it would actually profit from a high murder rate, but it's treating the killer, that's a blood fountain and everyone's gone, it's treating this killer as if it were one entity and not just a general high crime rate. I wonder, is there anyone still out on the street? Well, you guys are still here, but no one left inside. I wonder if we go all the way back down, can we find anything? A couple of bears are loose. It closes the game. That's quite an exit button. So then we will quickly move on to Hands of the Killer. boarded doors and cramped hallways, stuff cluttered about. It's really starting to feel more like It's really starting to feel a lot more like a haunted house. They say that later on, BB will drop by. Is that so? I'd like to meet BB. So this is weird. It's like everyone's coming to see a film of which she is the main star. And yet we're entering these doors and perceiving it as an experience rather than a film. Alright, well, let's see what's down here in the gallery. God, these things are creepy. Bonus tunnels, enter at own risk, drool. And whatever this is, I guess. Okay, maybe let's try and stay on track then. I'm sure there are extras, but for now I want to make sure we do this in order. What is this contraption? Oh, hey, a not Bart Simpson doll. Unless maybe it's someone we'll meet in here. In Hands of the Killer. This looks like some kind of cult or something, but down below. And someone looking into a window at night from afar. I wonder how these will all differ stylistically. Oh, well, I guess we're still playing as BB. I wake up one night to a horrible scream outside my window. It sounds like the killer is at it again. And this is so commonplace that you just accept it at this point. It's not even a surprise to you. The moon is high, but I'm feeling restless. The apartment block's protective shutters have gone down for the night. Maybe a walk around is what I need. Sounds like you're lucky to be in such a place in a city like this. BB's report. Note on the strange masks. Recently, strange masks have begun appearing in the city. What's with these masks? Nobody wants to talk about them. In my opinion, is that you falling asleep at the keyboard? Progress on my new Zine remains slow as I keep falling asleep in the middle of the sentences. On the other hand, the effect is kind of funny. Is this what it means to be new wave? Quite an interesting balance of comedy and horror, but I can't say it doesn't work. Night Clown. I'd see it. Aside from night noises, this part of the city has many amenities. The rooms here are cheap because of all the murders. Unfortunately, rent is due all the same. Another reason for the cheap rooms is the antiquated security system. Far beneath today's superior anti-murderer technology, this elevator will be unusable till morning. The shutters are scored and pitted on both sides with knife marks. Oh, well, I guess that at least means it's worth the money. Although I will say, it does feel a bit comfy cozy in here. We've got some chill soundtrack in the background. The lighting is nice and moody. Although I think I'd probably still be in my room. Every week, someone leaves one of these flyers in the hall. I often wonder what it is about the town that leads to such a weird advertising sensibility. Grabber's Moving Company will take you away. Ooh. The television is playing a foreign drama. But I can sort of work out what's meant to be happening. I love how there's things that are weird and surreal by your standards. Actually, that looks kind of cool. It looks like something I'd watch. Okay. Friendly reminder. Owner's not liable for what happens in the tunnels. Okie dokie. Anything over here? Because we know there's things we can miss. A soft vibration runs through the floor of the laundry room. None of the other residents are around at this hour, but all the washers are in use. Day and night. Well, it's all about that ambiance. Never mind the power problems. Hey, somebody's lost sock. I bet somebody's driving themselves crazy looking for that. Through the window of the washer, I can see a kind of grayish, pulpy sludge, churned indefinitely by the big spinners. I guess someone wants it very clean. So much so that everything in it has started to degrade. You know, you live in a very linear apartment, BB. Almost like you're being led in a line, and those must be the tunnels. Looks like someone removed the grate to get in. I've never been able to find out who pulled off the tunnel cover to start with, although the joke is that the owners thought it would be cheaper than building a fire escape. The air from inside it is inviting and cool. Yeah, but doesn't the darkness make you just a bit anxious? And look at those shoe prints, it's like someone walked vertically right in. You know you want to see what's in there. Ooh. And now we're shifting to a first-person perspective, and the way behind us is closed. Dreams have this way of, with each new area, making you feel like you're in a completely new reality, like you're a completely new person. And they can go back and forth in those perspectives on a dime. Oh, from here, we're able to see into other people's rooms. I can see the glow from what looks like it may be a TV. But again, unoccupied. That looks like wallpaper on the end. Does that mean a way out? I climb out into some kind of storeroom. Dead moths under my feet. The clothes here look to be around 20 years old, which is not enough, so I'll have to go deeper. Listen to that soundtrack. Sounds like something you'd hear walking into a church. Or a funeral home. Those masks with the glove beside kind of look like a pair of heads waving at me from the shelves. The floor is very uneven here. At this point, I feel I should explain something about the nature of the building. Yes, please do, BB. Like many cities, this one underwent many changes over the years. There was an industrial period, a retail period, a service period, etc., until gradually the things it manufactured became too abstract and indecipherable to be easily summarized in any way. I still hope to find out what they are myself someday. Anyway, with each change in the economy, the building was adapted to a new shape. New rooms added or closed off, each layer draped piecemeal over the last, to form new spaces where opportunity might live. So, essentially what you're saying is that the city's got a layered history, but at this point, it hasn't really defined its identity. Speaking of which, Zizi says the sweet spot for nostalgia material is 30 to 40 years old, or old enough to smell like death. I think the internet is accelerating her tendencies towards the gothic. Personally, I've always been more about true crime, well, and it seems like you've come to the right place. In fact, maybe this town has found its identity. Oh, listen to those creaking floorboards. I displace some spiders and rummage in the box. Result: 3 copies of Patch Adams on VHS, a jigsaw puzzle with a picture of a boat, miscellaneous plastic stuff. I don't feel like carrying any of it back. The search goes on. What we're saying is that you're feeling restless in the middle of the night because there's been another murder and you've been woken up, and your goal is to descend deep into the crawl space beneath your building in search of nostalgia, an objective we only just found out about when you told us this wasn't enough. Another box. This one says stickies and shows a smiling woman being encased in green slime. It's being held tightly shut with electrical tape. Like the toy boxes outside of this picture. Box of knives, barely used. A t-shirt reading Blomby Dog. An abstract plastic toy with horribly detailed rubber feet that's covered in tufts of synthetic hair. Sounds gross. The clothes rack seems to contain nothing but denim overalls with a smiling clown embroidered decal. They're covered with a soft layer of translucent mold that seems to be coming from the clown. Baby night. Somehow that seems so much worse than any of the other adverts we've seen on these walls. I keep looking through the heaps. A clear plastic pyramid with a racing car inside. A pile of cassette tapes with the insides pulled out and knotted together. A copy of Steely Dan, Live at the Gibbous. I push onwards. It's like you're digging around in memories. A wide open sitting area, long left abandoned. I see you moving down there. Has one of my coworkers come to reside down here? And yet nothing to interact with, and I can see the stand coming out from beneath you. Okay, I guess you're just blowing in the breeze then. Although where such a breeze is coming from, I don't know. This wall is covered in handprints. So far, tonight's pickings have been slim, so I keep moving and gradually find myself in a place I've never seen before. The corridors are narrow, but still feel lived in somehow. The rooms get closer. The clutter more deliberate. The creaking sounds a lot like a low, electronic cackling. BB, you found an actual liminal space. Flyers for a local bingo night have been left in the hall. A potted plant that's still alive. Old but well-used office supplies that don't have too much dust. I hear soft whispering behind the walls. BB, I'm starting to wonder, are you the weird thing about all this? Is all this so stylized because we're seeing this from your perspective? Simply because you don't seem to be appreciating just how weird this all is. What's behind here? Feels like it's just taking us in a loop. And this area is completely blocked off by a shelf. That's weird, it's like it was all hidden behind those blinds. But turning around, we can see the room beyond. To find the portrait that was beside the premiere. This part feels like a waiting room, but there's no one else around. Fresh magazines have been left on the couches. Who are they expecting here exactly? Well, I hope they were expecting me, because that's who showed up. Is your name Donald Duck? No. I've got it. In that case, you must be Mickey Mouse. No. If your name's not Mickey Mouse, then you must be Donald Duck. Please don't waste my time with insults to my intelligence. Anyway, come on inside. Oh my god. Howdy, folks. Help, don't kidnap me. I'm not worth anything monetarily. Okay, who are you folks? Dude on the right looks like Cthulhu, but like a nerdy Cthulhu. Hey, what's this? Why, it's a My First Strangle Victim doll, circa 1971, in surprisingly good condition. I did believe we'd used up the last of them sometime before. I wonder where they found it. What? I'm not a doll? Really? You're dressed very similarly, though. Help, don't strangle me. I'm a real person, help. Click, bzzzt. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is an absurdly bad situation to be in. Emphasis on the absurd. A stupid coincidence. Oh, they were a wonderful toy. If you opened up the torso, they had little plastic innards. And if you stood on their throats, their eyes would really bulge. Sometimes I think that's what first put me on the path of pure research, before administrative duties began to take up all my time. In truth, it makes little difference, as like everybody in the college, I lost the ability to distinguish people from dolls some time ago. Yeah, that sounds about right. I wonder why I'm talking to a toy. Old age. Soon I'll ask a member of staff to come in and carve off the skin, or the coating or what have you, and we can figure out what lies inside. The path of pure research is long. In the meantime, there are committee meetings. Goodbye. Wait, this is a college? College of what? Luckily, they seem to have a very abstract notion of how knots work, but I guess that's academia for you. I better vamoose. Okay. I tried to keep track of how far I was being carried, but lost count around the 11th flight of stairs. From the window, the town has a postcard aspect, like the view from a penthouse. Okay, well, I can't really call them murderous, except in their choice of murder simulator toys, Jack Thompson helped. But honestly, I don't know of any other person who would end up in this situation, so I can't really fault them for that. Has my fashion sense really been ripping off an obscure and horrible doll line for all these years? Is nothing new under the sun? They look too mutilated to be worth anything, so I guess the terrible secret dies with them. Is there also perhaps some ritualistic aspect to this? Anyway, goodbye. I hear a drilling noise and breaking glass, and everything smells like sawdust and wet paint. A feeling like a work in progress. Something tells me I should stay out of people's way. Will do, but I just saw them move around that corner. Is this contraption meant for disassembling this thing? It's literally a torture doll. I'm wondering if maybe it didn't influence my style to begin with. Posters on the wall for okay, I did not get to read that. Welcome. This demonstration apartment has been carefully set up for you to practice new techniques as though in the wild. Please restore all equipment to proper place after using. Sorry, that was a little bit frantic. Well-maintained window ledges and ladders just out of sight allow easy access. Try softly tapping at the window from outside until someone comes to throw open the curtains for extra effect. The uncanniness of the intrusion will also buy you more time. Murder-built windows. What a world we're in. My god. Ideally, a murder is a dynamic interplay of elements. Here, the passivity of the sleeping victim is aesthetically offset by a needless disproportion of knife violence. Remember your ABCs. Always be katabbing. So they're using these dolls to perfect the art of the murder. And I'm their next subject. Can we go back? Can we go back? Guess not. Kitty walls. Kitty walls, kitty walls. Is this a teacher's lounge? Anatomical diagrams are crudely painted with astrology symbols scattered around the desks and walls, along with ashtrays and moldy, weeks-old coffee. I'm trying to hide from the bad guys here. Oh, my onomatopoeia. A horrible noise of splitting plastic, screaming, and breaking can be heard coming from behind the door, which I resolve to stay firmly on this side of. I'll take your word for it. Let's go. Oh, down here? Boy, they really went all out on renovating this place. Beneath the wallpaper, outlines of sealed doorways can be seen. Decades of staff rhodas peel off the walls as I move by. Do we maybe have a little bit more breathing room here? Pages and pages of rambling text on moldering and discolored paper have been stuck up on the walls with what looks to be ketchup. The academic job market takes another toll. Saw history in the body of a murdered convict, while Akafale saw it in a decapitated king. I don't understand that name. Creating history is the duty of all murderers, and in the tools they hack with, we see the reflection of a new age that is to come. To perfect murder, we must create a new universe devoted exclusively towards that purpose. We must also consider the possibility that we live in it already. To imagine a new society is to call it into being. We must first prepare a list of bylaws. So you're trying to research the best way to make this the new reality, to make that social policy. Photographs mark the inauguration of the college on the evening of the Great Vision. What's the point of portraits when everyone is wearing a mask? I kinda want to go back and look for more notes. I know it's dumb, but I guess I don't have the opportunity to, though. My goodness, what's this? Having survived the workshops of necessity, I now find myself stranded in the new world of the aesthetic. Such are the thoughts of the general public as they make their cautious entrance into history. Okay, wait, so ostensibly you're talking, but we can't see you. Does this mean we're just hearing you from wherever you are? Talking to your audience, giving your lecture? Alright, let's take the back way so we don't accidentally run into one of you. There's not that happening. God, your laugh as you approach us. Okay, but maybe that means the coast is clear on this side? Oh, it's like a TV set. The new age will be theatrical, and thus we stand to learn from theater, an empty space menaced by ominous facade. The fourth wall is the entrance to an alleyway, the length of which extends through all time. Think of the new buildings we'll need to have alleyways like these. Oh no, I'm stuck. I'm cornered. I'm cornered. I'm cornered! Go, 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 go! Luckily I can move through stuff. The metaphors of chopping and carving embodied in sculpture are too trite to be of use. We find instead our purpose in an art of brilliant monuments, to kill people in the shadow of, you know, classicism. Oh my god. Okay, see, it's a little hard to read these notes when we're constantly being chased and all this stuff is on our screen. But I think we can escape through here. Yep. Not quite. Sound sculpture masks the sound of distant screams, approaching steps. As such, I believe they will be very popular. Of course, ultimately, such noises are the foundation of a far greater symphony, but there is no shame in being midwife to a dream. I feel like I'm missing a lot, but I don't feel like I have a choice. A calm study nestles in the middle of the horrible murderer compound. Respectable leather-bound tomes on the walls. An aura of propriety seems to muffle all sound. I think my nose is bleeding. Copies of the owner's publications, including Introduction to the Western Canon, Advanced Studies in the Western Canon, Whatever Happened to the Western Canon, and The Western Canon Rocks Out, abridged edition for teens and study groups. Okay, now that we have a moment to breathe, let's talk about the dream logic in this. We start off awoken by a murderer in our dingy but somewhat comfortable apartment, crawl into a hole in the basement digging for lost memories, and those lost memories lead us to this institute of murder being chased by its crazed people who actually don't even see us as a person, who think we're one of their research subjects. Meanwhile, they're chasing us because we're identical to a classic murder doll, and so right there we have those two ties. The dream began with violence, moved into nostalgia, and so now it tells us about these toys that are based in nostalgic violence, with a healthy dose of wanting to make the whole world this way. A picture of the hooded man I met when I woke up. The prestigious Dr. Zhu wows attendance at an academic soiree with his all-embracing knowledge of the cultural world. Oh, he's open-minded, all right. Oh my god! I wonder, is it sentimental I held on to all aspects of my old career? But I always wanted to live inside a tomb. Talking doll, you've been wandering around the pieces of the world that was. Wouldn't you like a visit to the world that is to come? Doesn't sound like I would. The interest of homicide has always been symbolic. Real death has no consequence, and in fact is rather kitsch. What matters is the new world we can glimpse in this idea. What is the utopia of murder? Oh my god! And here we are being stalked beneath streetlights. The feeling of walking home at night, feeling someone behind you, fake doors that we cannot enter. The sun and the moon, knives, ropes, buildings, clouds, still streets in the dark blue fields. A trembling and horrible suspense that envelops all things, changing them completely while leaving them unchanged. The new world will need laws and art. We can teach them to be the hand that guides the knife, the hands of the killer. Did you know I saw him once? It was a night like this. I knew my life would have to change. Being lectured while running from someone who wants to kill us. The most beautiful feeling I know is being able to see history unfolding, seeing yourself at the crest of that wave. A new world emerges from the coffin of the old. I have seen the world spirit splitting open ahead. Where are you? My eyesight is quite bad these days. I haven't moved like this for quite a while. None of us tend to leave campus these days. You know how it is. As you think, and the thickets grow denser. I can still hear the flat, droning voice behind me, but these corridors seem quieter, more familiar. I could swear I once found a lost cache of troll dolls inside one of these rooms. Wait. Are these the places where we were looking for nostalgia before? It certainly feels like it, but it's just a bit different. The door is locked, but looks more maintenance-y than the others. A sticker on the door says, "Unseal with hallway access panel." Am I near the location of the long-lost air conditioner controls? Oh yes, the fabled ones. Is that panel right there not it? We must be in the home stretch, though. Just about to escape. Here we are. There's a lever on this, so it's probably the thing that opens the door. I'm getting sick and tired of being chased by murderers all night, and I'm not going to look into this any further. You are a perfect video game protagonist then, BB. Who's there? Ah, it's you. My goodness, the years have hardly altered you at all. Mr. Killer, I know you get this a lot, but I'm a huge fan of your work. I would truly like to see it get the critical attention it deserves. Have you ever considered co-authoring a paper? But it doesn't end well for you, does it? There you are. A bird-like floating head. And now our perspectives draw us really close. Okay. We need to go out and around to the right. We need to beat you there. This way. And out we go. Oh no, you're still... You're behind us, aren't you? I can still see into these rooms, and there you are. Okay, hopefully wherever we come out, it won't be near you. You're patrolling around out there. Meaning that you are now inside the apartment. They tried to see the artistic side of you, but there was nothing to see. BB's report, epilogue. After finding my way inside the vent, I was able to get back to the apartment without any further incident. Although all night long, strange noises echoed through the pipes. We came out, I guess, right next to an apartment mate who doesn't really seem too bothered by us crashing out. But I guess those were kind of like true crimers, huh? They tried to see it as entertainment, or more likely as art. But in the end, the reality was vastly different from what they thought they could create. They thought they understood something about violence that no one else did. But reality slapped them in the face. The next morning, we totaled up the day's haul. Result, Assorted pogs, and a pamphlet that must have been placed in my pocket somehow. I thought the pamphlet might have been worth something, but Zizi says there are copies lying around inside the bus station for free. A frightening world's an interesting world to be in. Wide variety of classes, well, I guess that's their ideology in a nutshell. Press escape to close the report. We've got the voice, we've got the hands. And now it's time to see if we can't scoop up some drool. That sounded really gross, but you get the idea. Right this way. Ah, there's a couple of pools. That's horrifying, and one piece of art on the walls, showing what looks like a mysterious head emerging. And another, which I can't quite make out, but perhaps a rotting body being found in a river? Drool of the killer. The bus is named Tammy, and is apparently driven by a shape that looks a lot like the friend who pursued us at the end there. BB's report. In certain locations of the city, there's a bus service that nobody seems to use. I see this bus go by sometimes when I'm waiting at my stop to head into town. The name on the front of the bus just says Tammy. Setting out to solve the mystery, I've bravely tracked the bus to where it's residing, in a little side street just off the main terminal. Nobody in the building had ever heard of Tammy. This looks like the bad part of town, and that is saying something. We sell knives. The bus stop itself looks pretty much like any other, except that the schedule on the board seems to refer to a completely different service. These things happen. The driver is staring fixedly ahead. One, please. It turns out the ticket is not too pricey, which is good news if I ever want to go on this trip again. Where is Tammy anyway? Is it somewhere close? Well, I guess we'll find out. Pretty soon we're on our way. The bus passes through streets I know, but always at odd intersections, just around the corner from busier bus stops, as though hoping someone will get on without realizing. Well, don't I feel a sucker? The motion of the bus is soothing, and it never seems to reach a destination. After a while, the view from the windows blurs out of familiarity. Factories, suburban lanes, train yards, vacant lots. I wake up with a jolt when the engine turns off. The feeling that I've finally arrived. When I get off the bus, it's already evening. I've been left at the door of a lit-up old factory. Plastic tubes sprout out of the building like some kind of weird fungus. The sign above says that I am at Tammy. It looks like rock bottom. But of course I have to turn that camera to see if there's findables. Tammy, Swimming Center, Health Plus Pleasure. I died in 1992. A quote from Tammy. Some kind of water park? How nice. I wonder why I hadn't heard of it before. There's something off about the tone of the ad copy, but I never claimed to understand the marketing world. Well, you may not understand the marketing world, but out-of-place non sequiturs actually are quite a staple of dreams, at least mine. The lights are on, and I hear noises from inside. This late? Well, I guess gyms sometimes open all night as well. So really, there's nothing at all unusual about it. Yes, I agree. Walking around it didn't reveal anything, but there's also quite a merging of titles here. Is Tammy the location or a person? Inside, it's quite spruce, and there's a vague chemical smell. Nameless music fills the air along with the sound of distant splashing. I feel more at home here than I've ever felt anywhere, I think. Well, there's that face on the ground. One that looked just like that person floating in the river. The man behind the counter is dressed like a copyrighted cartoon mascot, but I'm no snitch. Anyway, it's all for the kids. I decided to buy a season pass. It's extremely cheap, even without the family discount. See, here it's genius. You would be copyrighted, except you're sitting behind the table, so we can't see that you're not wearing pants. I had no plans to swim today, but suddenly the idea feels very charming. Why not? Live a while. The Cami gift shop carries an array of affordable swimwear. I find my size and continue through the sweating chambers. The sweating chambers. A beautiful shimmering patina of damp shines on the slick wet tiles all around. Something sprays me, but I don't mind as fresh towels will be provided later by the management. My emotional needs met, I may now enter the sea. Okay, there we go. Walk through the showers as we approach. Ah, it's just like the real pools, full of old people. Inside, all the lockers are casual and business wear, discarded pairs of glasses, wallets, and phones, documentation about some kind of furniture company. We're encouraged to help ourselves, a gift by which we remember Tammy. In remembrance of Tammy. Maybe it's named for someone who drowned here or something? Within the pool, it's a family atmosphere, with smiling wrinkled faces emerging from the brine. Everyone's swimming in time to the rhythm of the piped-in music, and I feel my body getting caught in it too. The water's heat is exactly right. The kind of place where you might never want to leave? Maybe they're not old, maybe they're pruned. Hello, what's that up there? Tammy cares for health and wellness. Do not run around the pool or she will climb out and kill you with her long wet hands. Obey parents. Wow, in the era of laissez-faire, someone still cares about the little guy. Stirring stuff from Tammy. And there she is. Tammy herself, crawling back into the depths. Now the question is, what counts as running? In the calm evenings of ponds and lilies, Tammy reflects on the chrysanthemum's soft glow. Help, help, am drowning, drowning. Do your homework. My eyes tear up at the beauty of this perfect poem, and also from something in the chemical fog. This is a very weird balancing of the comedy, horror, and surreal. But I gotta say, it works. I'm just having a hard time talking about it, putting it into words, because I don't know if I've ever really seen anything do it like this before. I take it I can't go that way. Let's try the other direction then. Take it I can't go that way. Oh boy, I'm in the steam room now. How did I get here? What time is it? Insignificant questions such as these melt away in the punishing beauty of the warm, scouring fog. I see dim figures moving in the depths who I presume I don't want to touch. Now I'm in the pipe room and I'm being hunted. The others say that is the quickest, I should try leading it away. I wonder what they mean. I feel like I understood it, but then it slipped my mind somehow. Okay, still doing the dream thing of intuitive understanding of our situation rather than being directly placed there, of actually knowing what's going on. The pipes are very colorful and wind throughout the entire complex. At certain times they're flooded with water, or a chemical bath, or just hot steam, all at the exciting family-friendly whims of Tammy. Of course, one of the problems with the pipes is that once you're inside, there's really nothing else you can do but keep going. So I just intuitively know my mission. I'm with a group, we're being chased, I've got to lead it away. This time? Yes, the hunger was making me dizzy, so I climbed up to the 4th floor in the hopes of finding a vending machine that hadn't already been picked clean. Maybe I'll also find a locker to sleep in. You're just endlessly maneuvering in this space. You treat it as a survival situation as much as like some sort of comforting retreat. As unnerving as you look with your long hands, your shadow around the corner makes you even worse. The plaster walls here crumble in the constant wet heat. A strange lichen is growing from the brick underneath, almost resembling murals from a way away. I try my luck, but unfortunately the lichen is not edible. And we can't head up these stairs. It's weird, those portraits are still all over the place, but now it's an office building? Oh, this is actually something I talk about all the time in Dreamlogic, how when you move between areas, it's always like one preserved element at a time that sort of gets telephoned into something else altogether. For some reason, I feel like I'd better not open this door. From behind it, I hear a continuous soft quacking. I begin to get nauseous at this distance from the pool, but it feels like my head is clearing up as well. What am I doing here? How long have I been living in the water park? Oh, so it's like a trance that you've just been snapped out of. That explains the lost time. Also, where did I leave my clothes? Why does it all always seem to go back to an office? Like your place of work that you're currently on indefinite leave from. The carpet underfoot is squishy, but this zone doesn't seem to have been hit as hard by the slow process of tamification. Some printer paper on the floor is headed J.B. Pearson Furniture Company. It's dated last year. A callback to the note we found in the locker? I imagine the person who brought it here is one of those briny, prunified people in the pool. And water leaks out from under this door. In 1992, a shadowy figure held Tammy's head beneath the still surface of a lake. Ever since then, she has been committed to excellence. So that's our connection to the killer. Now in an automated first-person museum of Tammy. Many historic buildings have become home to Tammy, whether they wanted to or not. Above all things, she loves the water. In death, Tammy was granted a vision of the new economy. Political scientists refer to this as Economy 2. Water parks play a large, if mysterious, role in the world that is to come. Everyone's talking about making this the new world order, but it's always being talked about in a different way. Hi there. How do you like my paintings? Aren't you happy to be here with Tammy? Gah. Tired? Feel lethargic? Okay, I didn't get to read that. Phew. What a crazy dream. All those streets not covered in water? How surreal. Well, time for another day of swimming around the city and eating raw fish. Oh look, we can see her in the dark out there. Yeah, I think we've been pretty thoroughly drawn into her world. The television is showing a community theater production of The Rat Whisperers. Wait, I think I've seen this one before. Okay, we can head into the back of our apartment. But nothing to be done here. Could I go here before? Whoa! Okay, run, run, run. Oh no, help. I don't want to go to Tammy. I don't want to go to Tammy! In the sauna, the mist feels more choking than before. Heavier, wetter. Dark pools of grease solidify on the reflecting walls and puddle on the tiles. So this has gone from a comforting dream to a rapidly escalating nightmare. Let's make our way through, although oddly enough, they're not chasing us this time. I do wonder if this wasn't inspired by dreams of the creator. I touch one of the mist people, and my hand grips running jelly, slipping and dribbling away from the bone. Huge eyes regard me, then turn away, back towards the dense patterns of the fog. Let's keep it going. When I finally reach the pool again, the water's dark and glistens like wet tar. I want to climb in and swim in the pool. What is this place doing to my brain? Is this place swimbification? The whole time, our goal has just been to return to the place that brought us comfort, but when we return, we find that it's taken on a tone that's much more like what we left. We could climb in, could drop down from anywhere, but the room is huge and dark. Are there maybe other options available to us? Doesn't seem so. In we go. And when you move, you still dance. Oh, Tammy, Tammy, Tammy. Okay, run from Tammy, run from Tammy, run from Tammy. Hope we're faster than you. The water has a horrible gel feeling, and I love it. I can't sense the bottom or see beneath the surface. Something underneath brushes past my leg. I love it here. I never want to leave, but we're gonna have to juke around. All enticed by Tammy's gift. But there's gotta be some way out here. No, you can't climb up there. Okay, we're caught, we're caught, we're caught, we're caught, we're caught, we're caught, we're caught. This way. This way. You'll head back down. Oh, this camera makes things difficult. Is this the way out? I'm in a net of tunnels wending deep into the dark. I feel Tammy's clammy grip upon my ankles and hear her wet voice croak in my ear. The current pulls me onwards. Oh my god, what were you? You looked like one of the guests of the premiere. In those little moments I can see beneath the waves, it looks a lot deeper than my legs would imply. In the middle of the pipes, I see a piece of the old office, leading down beneath the water. The metal walls behind me contract and move closer. When in Rome, I hold my breath. And down we go. I hope we have unlimited breath. Through this last door, I find a closet filled with cleaning supplies and dusty bottles of chlorine. None of it looks to have been touched for years. Behind me, water pools beneath the door. You like? Help self. I changed, grew, changed past need for these some time ago. Why spoil my lovely mold? Organic's best. Wait, what? You mean that... You mean all this time I've been swimming in an unchlorinated swimming pool? And bonk, bonk, bonk. Ouchie! I could have gotten a brain disease. I could have got chlamydia. Screw your stupid haunted pool! Oops. Oh, you're melting. Tammy? Are you still around? I better be going now. Don't get up, I can see myself out. My escape from the clutches of Tammy successful. Nothing else remained but to make the long walk back into town. I love the moment it chose to have us become lucid. Like, the moment we were actually angered into action, it's like that's when we wake up, because that's when our mind is the most functional. And even though this ended on kind of a comedic note, I still really like, from a horror perspective, the way this Tammy character was done. It's introduced not as anything, just a name and an idea, a bus that leads to Tammy. You get there and it's a water park and it's so comforting. And then it comes to you as this, well, I guess the story of a murder victim, which sort of ties it into the overarching idea of course, the killer. And from there, it's sort of both a personification of the place itself and all the weirdness, and this watery wraith that you can never quite see, that is always stalking you but is always just beneath the waves. Since then, everything's been normal, with just one odd exception. The bus that went to Tammy now passes by my house, thus creating a sort of real connection. It is so dream logic-y, I almost feel like I'm asleep while doing it. Sometimes it'll just yank our view around. We often feel like we missed something, but I feel like that's intentional. Like, we're supposed to be confused at times. Well, if these are to be explored in a linear fashion, then I guess that means that this would be the way to Eyes? Leave your company? Now playing Melmo the Wanderer. This way to Flesh. And this way to who knows where. So what would happen if we were to push through here? Oh, there we go. Eyes. I guess that's our preview of Eyes of the Killer. Looks to be performance-focused. One night in autumn, I woke up to find 3 people knocking on my apartment door. They smiled and said they'd come to let me know my big opportunity was close at hand. I said nothing, having expected this for some time. I knew it was my turn to volunteer for the immersive theater. Is it really safe to be walking down the street like this? We all know there's a killer about. And we're playing Melmo the Wanderer, gripping drama in 1,441 acts. So in other words, this is going to be a night. Funded by the Art Appreciators Club. Sir or Madam, greetings. We've been waiting for you for some time. Please head up the stairs. The theater is already in progress. So, I'm confused. Are we volunteering or what? A real sense of dread as we make our way down these darkened red halls. Dialogue of strongmen. All's well that begins well, and ends. Dialogue of strongmen. There will be no end. We are striking the universe. We are arming the world against ourselves. We are organizing a slaughter of scaremen. What do you mean by that? And more importantly, where am I going now? Oh, how much blood. How many sabers and cannon bodies. We are toppling mountains. Is this backstage? You look like you're probably the lead. Scene 46. An episode in the court of Count Masco. And your face is all over the floor. Mr. Sun. The fish rises with a red body in the green pond. Under the arch of heaven, the fisherman travels smoothly in his blue skiff. Mr. Moon. It is a stubble field, where a black rain is falling. It is a Potsy the Mop Girl. Core blimey. Now this is a rum how do you do? Okay, accents are hard when they're in text form. Let's go back this way. From somewhere up ahead I can hear someone pounding on piano keys, and if you look at the floor, the sun and the moon, they look like they've lived entirely too long. They don't look happy to pursue new surf, earning the ire of his father, Prince Fabrizio, who he does not realize is also Beatrice in disguise. Meanwhile, the war to the east continues, and the peasants are all dying in the fields, and Count Masco's dinner party has received a most unwelcome pair of guests. I feel like I'm getting only the vaguest synopsis of a very complicated production. You're here as well. The towns go quiet one by one. Where's everybody gone? A dark shadow can be glimpsed moving from door to door. I think we have a very special visitor. And I think I know who you're talking about. But so many places to wander. Is this a back office? Count Masco? Looks like a Ninja Turtle. What the heck? Who invited the sun and the moon to my party? They're killing the vibe. They're freaking out all the guests. Party goings. I know they say it's safe, but I wish they wouldn't let Prison Man inside the house. Is that you? With a cage on your back? Count Masco, I just talked to you. It's me. How undignified. But how can I make them leave? Maybe it's time to ask a favor from an old friend. Oh no, not you. Look, Potsy the Mop Girl has been horribly murdered. Boy, what a party. Who would murder a character named Potsy the Mop Girl? I mean, doesn't she have enough problems? Again, aren't we supposed to be volunteering in some way? Don't ask me. The stage manager says that none of the actors should know more than their characters do, in order to make things more immersive. But that was so cool, it's like we hear the conversation float in anyway. I think it's when they hold your head beneath the water. A recurring element? Actually, for our purposes, immersive means an extra $200,000 in art subsidies each year. Hey boss. Great show tonight, huh? Girls, what do I say? If you have a time to lean, you have time to develop an enriching set of psychological motivations based on your characters' backstories. I'll let you return to it. Bah, not enough to say the lines. We have to have motivation as well? I'm sick of this. One more show and I'm out of here. And now we're heading back the way we came. So we were experiencing that as a patron, seeing our pretend murder from the third person. Meanwhile, the atmosphere of this place is much darker and much more dreadful. What are you doing here, Bear? starting to wonder if we're ever gonna find these refreshments. Two of you now. I'm getting really uncomfortable from this. Like there's a growing pit in my stomach from this. I don't know why, but this one in particular, it really feels like I'm here. Someone coming up from behind me. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. This play is so stupid that it's making me obsessed. Who is it that ends up killing my character? I shouldn't care, but now I really want to know. This mood whiplash, the way everything builds into its crescendo and then we just change, that is almost like at the very heart of dream logic, and it's doing it incredibly. Potsy the Mop Girl, official dialogue lines, do not steal. And nobody say somebody else's lines too fast so that they become their lines. Core blimey, this is a rum how do you do? And our only other line is death gurgles. Character notes. Potsy is a simple serving maid who loves to mop. She's a bit cheeky, but has a heart of gold. Later, she'll be violently murdered for plot reasons. Zizi, can you cover for me in the next act? I'm sticking out a few minutes to uncover the mystery of my impending doom. So we finally meet Zizi. Gee, BB, I don't know. I'm not sure I'm ready to handle all the complex emotional dichotomies that make up the role of Potsy the Mop Girl. I see you rolling your eyes in that little chat window. Just hold the mop and say the lines. She'll get over it. Boy, I've barely had a chance to look around this place at all. There was a school trip here once when we were kids, but all I remember is that the dust from the curtain gave me hives. Hey, buddy, am I to imagine I don't want you to touch me? It doesn't look like you're chasing me. Music is playing, but there's also that banging on the piano keys persistent in the background. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. Not to mention that moaning from somewhere in this place. As expected from our civic theater, pieces of history are all around the walls. Actually, I've never seen any of these plays, but presumably someone did. They all seem to have been very well received. Now, that's a lot of stars. And I can't help but notice that all of your entertainment seems to revolve around murder. It's treated as a bad thing, as something you want to avoid, but everyone in this town seems to be fascinated by it. Actually, this whole society seems to revolve around it. The famous poet and founder, John Beats, is busy spieling to a willing crowd. And I think he talked to our class on the trip, too, but I can't remember anything he said. Director Basso is at his side as usual. It doesn't seem like we can push our way through. Honestly, look at... Practicing. Caesar, Caesar, we who are dead salute you. Ballerinas in a mirror. Dance group is where Director Basso keeps threatening to put me if I miss my lines. A fate worse than death. Although, actually, now I look at them, these costumes are really very chic. And only in the mirror we see another of those nightmare bears behind us. Hello, whispering. If I can catch up and mix with the next audience group, I hopefully won't have missed too much of the unintelligible symbolist plot. Maybe the guy who plays Count Masco can fill me in. So that's crazy. We're not supposed to know any more than our character does, which means that since we turn up dead, we actually don't know who killed us. We're essentially infiltrating a fictional play to try and solve our character's murder by seeing it from an audience perspective. Now that is a unique situation to be in. How much money is tied up in this thing anyway? Sets, costumes, carpenters, scriptwriters, electricians. Yeah, they're aggravating, but God bless them. The next scene is happening below me now. I can't make out what they're saying, but it doesn't look like anyone's on trial for Mop Girl-related homicide just yet. Look at those backgrounds, just a heavily compressed photograph. Weird. Unseen voice. Look, here comes our old friend Mappy. And a horrible voice says, "Hiya, kids. Hiya, hiya, hiya." Boy, what a wonderful place. You've really done it up since the last time I was here. You may be a rat, but you look very killer-shaped. And that spiral symbol on your costume. Count Masco says, "Ah, you disappoint me. I thought it was a social call. Surely your own powers are proportionate for such a deed? Or have you forgotten just how it was you built this house? With courage and skill, you captured the elemental prison man and set him to construct you a mighty estate. That's great stuff, and I respect it. But what's the point of having force if you don't use it? So prison man is your, I guess, servant. Maybe he built you a prison. Maybe that's how we're meant to read the name." Something sounds very off about that music. Oh, greetings. It's me, Potsy, from Scene 46. Listen, my character got killed off, and I was wondering if... The white walls of the city are always giving off sound, under arching thorns. Oh, my brother, blind minute hands. We are... That's terrific. Thank you. Thanks. You're still in character, even backstage. I guess we won't be getting anything useful from you. And more of those bears all around. I never know where I should be going, because if we go the wrong way too early, we'll never see everything. It seems like they're busy. Reminds me a bit of the program that was on the TV in the apartments. For my next trick, I'll need a member of the audience. Oh, we're brought straight back to where we entered. It's almost like we didn't enter there in the first place. Okay, well, let's move forward then. Are you sure this is a good way with your opponents? Your own intrinsic natural authority will keep it all under your control. Seems like a deal with the devil. I see Prison Man back there. Well, I am pretty impressive. Let me see. It's been a while. Whisper, whisper, whisper. Wait. These special effects are getting very intense. What happened to the days of two guys playing opposite ends of the same show? May have been speaking in character right there. But we've got to press on. The trapdoor is the only other way out, although it seems like it'd be a tight squeeze. It swings open easily. The pit below is black as night. I reach around with my legs until I find the ladder down, trying not to imagine how it would feel to fall 40 feet straight down in the dark. The things I do for closure. I'll just go a little bit and then climb back up. Potsy's death may have to go unavenged after all. Sorry, babe. They can't all be winners. This is actually a common theme as well. Us being in areas that are familiar to us, in this case the theater, and then wandering off to where we're not supposed to be. Or, in this particular instance, trying to accomplish something we weren't supposed to know. Some kind of black tar is slowly trickling down the walls and across the floor. Am I beneath one of the prop workshops right now? Should I have brought a hat? That's the extent of your concern? What is going on up there? A page from the script has been pinned to the wall. It looks like it could be from a different version, though. Chorus. Our look is dark. Our light is inside us. We are warmed by the dead udder of the red dawn. A red dawn like on the beach in the first part? Production note. This is the big heartwarming musical number of the show, much like Tomorrow is in Annie. Is all this maybe meant to be prophetic? Are these supposed to be all the dolls and marionettes? In theater lingo, this is known as a spooky puppet room. Their blank and staring faces are slowly being covered by the tar. It's not great. This is why storage is important. Oh boy, unsorted props. Let's see here. A rubber head, plastic knife, Dracula fangs, leather gloves. They look pretty new. Have they been used yet? Or is that still in New York City? And man, the prop warehouse is the creepiest thing ever. All echoes of past productions, who knows when the last time they were used was. All of them decaying and staring at you from the dark. Of particular note was a carousel horse sitting under some stairs. Okay, a huge pile of props falling straight on top of us. Costumes. Wait. Prison Man! Howdy. I don't think he saw me. Well, you know how it is, these big actors. You don't want to get in their way. But I wonder where he was going. I get the impression it's a blessing he didn't see us. The last time we saw him, the last time we saw anyone, he was scaring the crap out of everyone by suddenly appearing gigantic. Lying crushed in the tar at the end of the corridor is a puppet that looks just like famous theater founder and playwright John Beats. As I said, it's not great. I can no longer tell where I am in relation to the theater, but I think I hear singing. Did the play move down here after all? Shouldn't I have passed a concession stand by now? These rattling chains sound like they might actually be a thing. But I'm clearly getting closer to something. Greetings, prison man. This is BB from Props Department. Don't mind me, I'm just here to fix the cages. Is he taking his spot on the stage? Unseen chorus. Son, you kept giving birth to passions and burned with fiery rays. We'll wrap you in a dusty veil and encase you in a concrete house. Ah, I see. A concrete house, you say? This sounds to be above my pay grade. I'll have to talk to my line manager about that one. Look at you sweating, still trying to justify your existence to Prison Man. His presence so terrifying even though you still believe him to be an actor. But there's something so mysterious about an actor who's completely masked the entire time, isn't there? Who you never see their face? Almost makes you feel like maybe the devil himself crawled up on stage to take this role. Where is he gone, though? Cave, which doesn't explain much. Yes, well, right here's your problem. Someone's been painting eyes and teeth all over the prison walls. I'd better call it into HQ. Please don't worry, it will not impact your deposit. Unseen chorus. Stamped with sealing wax. It's a ripened victory. Now everything is trifling to us. The sun lies slain at our feet. There's Count Masco chained away. Have you anything to say? Count Masco? Who are you? Get me out of here, you idiot! They're changing the script! What? Speaking of the script... No. No, please! That cage was made of balsa wood. You could walk through it. This is what I get for trying to understand theater. Never again. From now on, I only play video games. And what is behind all these curtains anyway? We're underground. Plush seating and bags of popcorn. The popcorn is still warm. Wait, were people watching me from here? Annoyed, I eat some popcorn as emotional recompense. Honestly, there are times when I worked theater where I felt like taking snacks in such a way. I can't believe I got drafted into this for a whole month. What about my needs? I was supposed to be writing a zine about haunted mannequins or something by now. I love this character. She is so adorable. And those voices, those distant voices are back. Is that a mirror? We're being pursued by our nightmare all over again. This camera makes it so disorienting. I don't like that shadow in the corner over there. Nose. Did I just see you move, or was that... Okay, that might have just been the light appearing. I thought you had opened your mouth for a second. So does that mean that when you're chasing us, there are actually people in those suits? They're all moving towards refreshments. Maybe that guy knows indeed. It's like we've had two goals the entire time, to find refreshments and learn what happened to Mop Girl. I could have sworn I saw him go this way. There's no way someone could just disappear. Cool Cop. What are you doing here? Well, what are you doing sawing into these bodies? Are you like some kind of bear police cult? Shh, calm down. It's okay, it's okay. We can explain. It's all okay. Shh, let us explain. Okay, explain it already. Well, we're the police, and we're chopping people apart with all these power tools. That doesn't help. Shh, it's okay. Listen, I hear you. I know this all must seem very scary and strange. I feel your pain. In fact, I agree with you. You shouldn't have to see this. What a world. But don't get stressed. They'll never find you, so it won't be like you died exactly. You'll just have disappeared, which is the best that anyone can hope for in this life. Oops, one of the sandbags slipped. My bad. Everyone okay? Boss, she's escaping in the tumult. Okay, let's follow her, but nobody gets stressed about this. It's important to have a healthy work-life balance. Help! Guys, the guys in the bear costumes are trying to murder me. Wow, this must be the audience participation part of the show. Cut, tear, rend, kill. Stop, you dope, that's just a sandbag. Wait, oh no, we actually are supposed to move. I couldn't before. Okay, let's run out of here. And no one helping. Don't just stand there, you idiots. Help me escape or something. All this happening in plain sight of everyone and no one doing anything about it. If I get chopped into pieces, it'll be your fault. And to them, it's just good theater. Well, I don't know how I get out of that. But I guess if we die, we just get brought back to the beginning. Okay. Well, in that case, we're going out and to the left. This camera makes these segments a little bit difficult, but we don't really lose anything in dying. God, so this is the first time we've heard from the police again since Chapter 1. Alright, this way. Truly, we are all complicit in brutality. Makes you think. Yes, who is it? Director Bosso? I found a health and safety issue that you really might want to address. There's that comedy rearing its head again. Just a second, I'm getting changed. It's BB, right? From the party scene? Yeah, I mean, I had to step out for a minute. Don't worry about it. I've actually been meaning to grab you for a quick chat myself. Did you know we had some acquaintances in common? It turns out they used to live near your apartment complex. They did? Oh yes, oh. They wore long robes and hoods and were mysteriously murdered when someone turned off the building's security system. About that. You know, it was pretty dark in there, and I thought this must be the light switch, and... Now, don't grovel. You did us a favor there. frankly, we've been meaning to clean shop for quite a while. The risk of franchising is that sometimes it dilutes the message. What? I don't even get residuals? Yeah, I mean, as the instigator of this horrifying incident. Oh, nobody watches these things for the cast. What matters is the directorial vision. Wait, this doesn't even explain anything. Isn't the immersive theater just a front for the police? No, it's more like the other way around. The police are part of the immersive theater, as are the audience, as are you. My patrons have simple tastes. They like prisons, mirrors, violent death. Okay, now I don't know what to believe. Their generous funding keeps the play growing into room after room, street after street. Why not? They already own the city. Now they get to look at it. Now they get to look at it as well. Oh my god. And from the audience's perspective, we take our place on the stage. Let's try not to get too far ahead of the light. The sun is hidden, darkness has begun. Let us all take knives and wait locked up. A holiday should be established. The day of the victory over the sun. Listen to the mort of life, the horns of death ringing in the woods. Sleep to waken with the sun, mirror of the black earth, Caesar. The universe being a prison, it is my duty to build smaller prisons in hopes that doing so will grant me insight of the sacred geometry of heaven. To rule each prison, there must be a warden whose secrecy, caprice, and limitless capacity for violence act as an image of the fates to be studied and interpreted by those interred by this baleful rule. Caesar, Caesar, we who are dead salute you. Caesar, Caesar, we who are dead salute you. The sun and the moon literally killed because their presence annoyed a king. Or a count. Cor bloimy. Now this is a rum how do you do? And don't think I didn't see there we were surrounded by the bears. Well, BB, what did you think of the play? The parts I understood I didn't like. Can I go now? Of course. But wait, I nearly forgot. Your paycheck is ready as well. What? $20? Welcome to the arts economy. Don't I know it, sister? And with that, my time in the immersive theater came to a close. That screwed with me from beginning to end. It still had that dream logic-y horror where the only one that's kind of anchoring it down to any kind of sense is BB herself. And it makes sense that this comes as part 4, because at this point, we're used to these things sort of going off the rails at some point, but it's like it kept constantly derailing and re-railing, and then sort of in retrospect telling us that we were never off the rails in the first place, to the point where we never know where we really stand in this whole thing. And in the end, we're just tired. We don't even know what to think anymore. But this is certainly an experience unlike anything I've been through before, and, well, I don't know if I should be sad that I put it off for so long, because I've been getting requests forever, or if I should be glad that I get to experience it all at once. I guess the point of that was to show a blurring line between violence and entertainment, not sure where real violence ends and the fake stuff begins, and I guess questioning whether there's even a difference in that context. Skulls and statues all around. That's gonna be our theme here. Or I guess a greater theme of art. Flesh of the killer. Oh, it's like we're part of a tour group this time around. All in togas. The coast is clear. Oh, have we stowed away? Hup, 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 this way. Stop treading on my robe. Oh, wait, please don't leave us behind. Oh, it's so dark. These are some high-quality crates. This must be how rich people live. Which direction were we going again? BB, hurry up with that light. Execute Omega Tactics. I don't know what that means. Don't yell at me. Wow. It's just like being in a bank. Well, we kind of are. Those are the aesthetics of power. Stay alert. Okay, you guys are really into your art designs. I can't believe there's been no security so far. If I had stuff stored here, I'd be really irate. Maybe it's a Rhoda issue. So, what are we doing sneaking into a bank? I mean, so far you're just commenting on the aesthetics. Stay alert. We're too conspicuous out here. You were the one who insisted we all dress this way. What are we even meant to be? I thought more of these statues would have heads. That's why we're disguised as virtues. To blend in. Wait, we are? Which virtues? Well, let me see. There's Dusty, Gummo, Jurisprudence. The one with the hair. Anyway, we're wasting time. Let's just keep going. Boy, they really went all out. I thought this place was meant to be a secret. Well, not to everyone. I guess that goes without saying. No unauthorized access. Oops, I guess we should just head home. No! I saved for weeks for that big crate. Wow, you guys really conflate the value of crates and luxury. Is this meant to be Hercules? He looks a little off-brand. It's probably one of the donors. Being portrayed as a god is one of the traditional benefits of art's patronage. If either of you want a Herculesona, let me know. I'm friends with a guy online. After this, I'll have to commission a Herculesona. Or something. Do I even want a Herculesona? Hey, the stupid golden elevator's cordoned off. Leave it. What we want should be right down the stairs. Okay, so just checking that there's nowhere else to go. Like, say, behind this pillar. It doesn't seem like there's anything to be done there. It's here. I knew it'd be here. Museum of Moral Art. So the legends were true. BB, do the lead-in that we talked about. On X March XXXX, an expedition was assembled to confirm the existence of an urban legend. In a tax-exempt Freeport just outside the city, artworks are being stored for display in a private museum. Here to shine light on a murkier-than-normal corner of the art world are representatives of all the major fields. Max, photography, Claude, art history, Ray, relational aesthetics, and BB, zines. All findings to be submitted as an end-of-term group assignment for community college. 20 credits. A nice Resident Evil reference. Well, I hate to admit it, but this place is really very swish. I can feel my culture level rising just from walking around. The hallway's paintings have a Vanitas theme, an homage to the erotic skull art of yesteryear. That might just be a you thing. The catalog modestly lists assembled masterpieces. Skull with ball, skull with fruit basket, skull with flesh. A devastating rebuke to the vanity and transitoriness of having flesh. How many of these are there? Yeah, I'm getting distinctive Bone Brigade theming here. Keep an eye out, Skeltrex is huge. If he shows up, it's all over. A tasteful plaque acknowledges tax-deductible charity donations from the Zacklers, of opioid industry fame. Wait, that can't be right. Zacklers? They changed their name to seem relatable to younger juries. Comedy freaking gold, I swear. What's this one called? World of Skulls by MT Lot. Yeah, I guess it's good to have a theme. A Apparently, moral art is going through a boom period right now on account of all the murders. Who says there's no ethical way to make money? I wonder how much all these are worth. But what began as a fun expedition seems to have taken a bit of a darker turn. That music is more distant, it's dark, and more importantly, we're all alone. Wash your hands. Certificates of provenance hang discreetly on the walls to let you know you're not being imbued with any counterfeit morals. Some of the countries these were taken from no longer exist. The canvases all come pre-enclosed in little Ziploc wrapping to prevent scuffs during trades and resales. The little touches are always what you're paying for. Oh, you've got a clown room. Of course. Clowns regard me from north, south, east, and west. I guess this place is still enough of a traditional museum to have a cursed-feeling children's recreation area. Is that what this is? Because it's right off of the secret moral arts space and you are looking a little bit scared. What's the matter, don't like clowns? Hey BB, check it out. It's a collection of children's book illustrations. Look, here's 4 children in Lamassu. Is that the one where they all get hit by a truck on entering puberty? Well, I guess you're familiar, at least. This one looks familiar. Isn't this Pleasant Child and Horrible Child? My favorite was always the Horrible Child. Seems a bit mean-spirited, don't you think? It looks like we need a pass to get through the door. But you're able to pick locks, right? Why would you think that? I'm sorry, Lee, I'm from Florida. Stupid stuff just flies out of my mouth. Well, I can't see anywhere else to go but back. I must admit, I could get used to a museum without any crowds. Even the security seems very discreet. I could really believe we're the only living people here. What are you running from? What were you running from, or are you just going back in a different direction when you... Okay. But wait. That door took us all the way back. I guess new things will open as we go. A gallery not just of art, but of our friends and where they choose to gravitate to. I always thought art had to be stored cold, but the air in here is tropical and humid, like being in a reptile house. Maybe they're trying out a new technique. Mistrust the stranger. But no work hangs above it. Another themed collection, Mistrust the Stranger, Look Out for Stranger, Who's There Stranger, Hand Taps Your Shoulder, It's the Stranger. All tips. Children as clowns playing while someone looks in from the outside. Someone creeping in, and someone standing there ominously. I wonder if being around all these paintings is making me more moral. Maybe they make you sign a waiver if you work here just in case. Are you maybe, like, look, if we're still going with the theme of violence, which it seems like we are, that appears to be cats stabbing a person to death, which is not outside of their normal behavior. Maybe the idea is that this is considered more highbrow murder, but it's functionally the same thing. Hey, I recognize this. Klopstock's 3 owls impaling a naked woman on a sword. Oh, they're owls. It's on loan from the lobby of the police department. Yeah, you guys are a consistent thread as well. But you guys are all the... Oh, I hate these ones. There was a print in my bedroom when I was a kid. I always thought the elephant changed position a bit whenever I looked the other way. I'm not sure if you are, or how we would tell. But we found our other buddy. I always just thought they were weird. What are they even meant to represent? Well, there's a story that if you hold your hand out to an elephant, it will place its paw softly on yours and look you dead in the eye. I've never heard that, but it sort of makes sense. They're extremely intelligent creatures. One of those animals where if they could talk, we'd have to give them rights. If you're a good person, it will simply shake your hand. But if you're a bad person, then it will stomp down and maim you instantly. I used to have nightmares about it. What's moral to an elephant? In this case, they're the ones offering their hand. Do we dare take it? Anyway, Claude says it's probably just a metaphor for man's dominion over the earth or something. No, it sounds real. I've watched a documentary about this. Have you? A sign on the wall announces that this is the Hall of Morally Improving Mechanisms. I hope they at least rinse these things out before display. They look like Dr. Seuss gadgets. Hi there, creepy wind-up doll. Oh boy, new media. This one is a cabinet for Wanpaku Dead Wife, the video game that makes you cry from medium auteur Joe Grown. How many dead wives can you collect? I think my top score is 8. I got real Bluebeard vibes from that one. Instructive moral diorama from the 19th century, depicting the doleful fates of those who commit, simony. What's this on the side? Cabinet 28 of 246. Please insert coin. More like old media. Morality Animal by M.T. Lott. The plinth is empty. Isn't this kind of conceptual gesture a little played out? I mean, hey, there's always the banana. This part feels like a storage area, but for pieces that were insufficiently good, or insufficiently moral, or what? Well, there's the keycard. Hey, someone left their second floor keycard around. Maybe they were overcome by aesthetic effect. I can't help but feel that those look kind of like the police as we've been introduced to them. Over here are some haphazard paintings of people in security uniforms smiling and playing the harp. Well, at least I can see why these didn't make the cut. It's almost like the storage room is its own exhibit while a clown stares dead-eyed, watching over the whole world. Assorted machines for moral instruction creak and sway with the closing of the door and seem to watch me. I guess there are computers to do this stuff now, though. This stuff was not like this before. Max, are you still in here? Why is everything all knocked about? This is exactly why I prefer to go off by myself. I don't know, maybe he tried to shake the elephant's hand? I mean, we were told the story of a potentially horrifying result. Now we have the keycard, I guess we can make our way beyond. Although that clown's got the whole world in his hands. And our other friend is notably still missing. Pondering the Immutable by M.T. Lott. There sure are a lot of paintings by this guy. It's no surprise. Ever since his first appearance, M.T. Lott was recognized as one of the leading lights of neo-moral art. Neo-moral? His work includes refreshing updates on all the classic motifs. Knife safety, don't wake papa, repayment of a debt. A cynical age was won over anew by the elegance of these simple but lasting moral themes. Interesting. So what happened to him? Well, he was eventually arrested for eating a woman. But that doesn't mean his work has nothing to teach us. Yeah, I mean, you gotta separate the art from the artist. For example, I like to go outside and stomp squirrels under my heel, but you guys still like me. Incidentally, isn't putting a moral art museum inside of Freeport kind of a mixed message? Well, traditionally tax evasion counts as a political issue rather than a moral one. How about trespassing? That one's actually moral again. They really get you coming and going with these things. You know, on the trespassing count, I must say, from personal experience, I agree. Man, it smells rank in here. I wonder if this is some secret kind of art preservation strategy. Well, that's what we're here to learn. None of you seem too bothered by the fact that our friend isn't with us anymore. He's just gone without a word. And some of these are leaking out of their canvases, deteriorating as we go. Susanna and the Stranglers. Hey, a new empty lot. I've never heard of that one. I wonder if it was found after his death. Well, the paint is still wet. Could that mean that he's here now? Also, empty lot. I only just got it. Does no one have anything else to say? I thought we might have some kind of trouble. Just leave this guy to me. Gonna get you, man. I was the #1 delinquent in my Hans Obrist reading group. Oh my god, you're gonna get eviscerated. Yep. Run. Well, let's go. Except the other person's a faster runner than me. Oh, really playing with that perspective. God, that's nauseating. Okay, go, 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 go! Did not need that right at this moment, and you left us. We've become his latest piece. What is this? Why am I holding a vase? I'm sure there was a good reason in this. The best of all possible worlds. But now I'd better get back to my tour. There are 88,000 more rooms in the Pantheon to see. And as we change, we recognize our purpose. Our footsteps heavy and clattering. We were appreciating the art, and now we become the art. Maybe that was our worst fear when we were being chased. This crazy, biblically accurate artist that maybe represents someone we might have heard of. Such poignance and elegance is in these statues. How beautiful in every respect. It makes me want to scream, and I don't know why. I guess that's what they mean by disinterested contemplation. Shake hands, shake hands. Well, although everything here is as beautiful and classical as can be, I'm starting to feel a little unease. I don't remember how I got in here, and there seem to be no exits. Also, who's making that sound? More skeletons, some blank canvases, and a melty statue that looks just a bit like Tammy. Oh no. Nice hands, let me eat, yum yum. Shriek, yes, that's the right word here. Hate, I hate it! Wait. Well, I prefer not to think about that. Right now, I just want to... The rest of these are... There's our friends, all trapped permanently. There's Max and Ray, but the paintings are too high up for me to get at by myself. I hope they're trapped in better visions of the good than I was, at least. Visions of the good. Wet paint mixed into multicolored sludge drips down the walls, and an inscrutable moral tableau can be dimly glimpsed underneath. I can hear gloved hands scuttling on marble tile ahead. We're out, or we think we are, but there's us. Washing our hands just as the plaque told us to. And I guess being murdered. Blobby, misshapen pseudo-BBs grin back at me from all the walls, holding tennis rackets, tiny dogs, frozen images of my own best life. Did I escape in the middle of conversion to a moral icon? Maybe this is what you're worried about. Smiling reflections reach towards me from every side. For a second, I want to climb back into the canvas. And maybe all that stops me is a deep desire to remain annoying instead. Hey, is this a door or just a painting of a door? And it doesn't matter because it trapped me Wile E. Coyote style. I guess I walked into that. Is this a different paint world? The air here feels less reverent, thick with smoke and a smell like rotten eggs. A place for all the forgotten pieces, the ones that weren't preserved, weren't deemed worthy of preservation. Howdy, guys. I believe I recognize you from paintings we've seen all over. In their filthy cave outside the good, there lurk the strangers, waiting to commit unspeakable crimes for unintelligible reasons. They watch me, but make no move to chase, busy haunting the doors of the ideal. Nothing here but your raspy breathing. When I climb back out, I'm in some kind of boardroom, part of the Freeport's executive suite. The managers hang upon the walls. I mean, ex-cops and art world toadies, locked in moral display. Over here are pictures of the board of directors, anonymized to protect the safety of the city's leading families. Still, the glaring red eyes are sort of familiar. Oh yes, glaring red eyes have been a theme, employees of the month, and, well, as intelligentsia of the campus. A little display full of corporate promo materials. They all look extremely on red. Mission statement. The horrible murders, the city, have driven renewed interest in moral ideals. To protect existing investment, a vault, a marvelous vault, secures the eternal verities from tax responsibilities. There is some comfort to know that even when everybody is dead, morality can last forever. Words to think by. Not yet! Not yet! Wait a minute. BB, is that you? Claude. Hey, I'm glad you're alright. I wasn't sure whether or not you, why are you whipping yourself with what looks like a security lanyard? Well, the thing that got Ray was some kind of morality robot, right? So I thought, maybe if the rest of us, repented and tried to adopt its teachings... I'm not taking moral lessons from a mechanical lion. It hasn't even been elected. How come nobody in this town can go 10 minutes without starting a cult? We'll go find Ray and Max quick, and then Vamoose. I thought they'd both been turned into paintings. It's not so bad. Gives you a new perspective. Every once in a while, you'll start talking in a way that reveals that you are actually far more consistently lucid than I believed. The green splotches all around give you some hope that this is paint and not blood. But still, we are so getting blamed for this. More paintings. I wonder if being trapped inside these things is some kind of ironic punishment for trespassing in the museum. The world of morality weirdly resembles that of cheap slasher films. Huh. Yeah, I guess you more or less circled back to the point that I tried to make earlier in a much more clumsy fashion. I get the impression we shouldn't venture too much deeper. Okay, that is sound that makes me think that somebody's after us. But it's strange to go about these places with some sort of company. Empty Lot's celebrated moment of moral awakening occurred after the artist watched 1,000 hours of children's cartoons on a dare, Just like that time I watched My Little Pony. Realizing morality was too important to be left to human fallibility, he set about embodying it in immortal objects, known as works of art. Using capital acquired from his many supporters in the NGO space, he soon began work on his most ambitious project yet, the unfinished remains of this work. About the artist. Probably not very helpful at this point. Is this the artist himself living on through that thing? Okay, maybe we should search around a little more. We haven't been chased yet. It's not moving. It probably won't just murder us, right? Most moral outlooks come down pretty hard on that. If a lion could have morals, I don't think we'd understand them. Back away and don't make eye contact. Yep, let us go. Oh my god, hey, maybe all your whipping worked, but that seems to be another recurring theme, the inobjectivity of morality. The fluidity of it. Christ, this game is making me talk like I'm in an art gallery. Hey, the canvases in here were all stripped bare. Well, except for that one. Looks like our buddies are hiding from the creature, waiting to maybe make a move. Also, our buddy doesn't seem to be... Oh no, you're just gonna be waiting there in the doorway. Guess I'll have to do it like everything. Yep, here you come. Garden 2 by Empty Lot. Is it me, or does this one seem a bit more worked than the others? Uh-oh. Realism. In the lion's garden, the air is clear and smells like drying blood. Flower stalks are shaking in the lack of wind. Somebody is looking at me I can't see. Somebody is looking to eat me. I hear you all over, but I can't see you. Look at this. Both low and high res, just imported photographs, and more realistic drawings. I don't have high hopes for our friends. The garden is well tended, but not for me. I can glimpse the rightful owners stalking round me through the grass. I know there are more lions since I can't see them. Something close is licking blood from its jaws. Okay. Oh god, all these distractions in the foreground, obstructions. And we can hear the sound of something that wants to eat us and the remains of previous victims all over the place. The statuary here is jumbled, but offers no place a paw can't reach. Marble faces watch me with the eyes of lions. Something behind me climbs out of the rubble and slinks away. I carefully avert my eyes. Just anxiety, a place of anxiety, constantly feeling like we're gonna be pounced on. It's not hot here, but it's close. And without realizing, I'm covered in sweat, plastering my hair down and falling in my eyes. My back is sore. I realize I've been tensing it, waiting for the pounce. Just like me, baby, let me tell you. There they are, all lined up. Hey, it's Bibi. I thought the elephant got you. Let's not talk about the elephant. What are you guys up to? Waiting to die. I wonder what happens when you die here. Do you just become another moral prop, like all the vases, cherubs, bowls of fruit circulating endlessly from painting to painting? What? So you think the lion just responds to moral iconography without knowing what any of it means? It's just mechanical pattern recognition? I don't know. I was just sort of complaining. Maybe a commentary on AI artwork, or... well, I suppose even on artists being influenced by previous ones. Here it comes. Let's see what it does. Sir, greetings. You're just in time for the opening act of an instructive moral play. Would you like to sit in on the first act? By playing a part, we've become art for it to appreciate. Verily, esteemed parent, with courtesy and desire for self-betterment, I ask thee, what is it that is best in life? Prithee, son, Deference to duly constituted authority is the first step on the path of wisdom. The most important thing of all is, wash your hands, as we did, thus making us a moral icon. Wasn't that beautiful? Perhaps with patience and compassion, we may all someday— Now, right now, now! It's me, the horrible child! Quickly, hit it while it's down. Sic Semper, Sic Semper! The last king with the entrails of the last priest. Get up! I had to self-censor there. How long does it take to beat a robot to death? The answer may surprise you. You know, sometimes I love the subversions. The lowbrow can be a highbrow all its own. You know, despite everything, I still find myself drawn to these. Portraits of the good. The right life congealed into an inert and frozen object world, safe from the back and forth of creaturely existence. Snapshots from a place as alien to us as the canyons of Mars. Who are you talking to? Come on, we found a fire exit. For real? Well, never mind. Before leaving, we took stock. There wasn't much left standing in the Freeport where the lion had passed. I was sort of worried we'd accidentally wiped out the international art market in the tumult, but according to the papers, the paintings continued to be bought and sold as though nothing had changed. Empty Lot's influence continued to spread. There was even a children's cartoon, to better convey his moral teachings in contemporary form. But wasn't he inspired by children's cartoons? Bit of a feedback loop, isn't it? Which, I suppose, is the whole commentary on art here. This adaptation was mostly known for the volume and variety of pornographic fan art it inspired. Yeah, that's how it goes, isn't it? It really is like that time I watched My Little Pony. But now we've gathered the flesh. Interesting that it chose the art to do it in this way. But my voice is super hoarse, and I think that's going to be it for this record session. According to the program, next up is Blood of the Killer. But yeah, it's just, this whole thing has an overarching theme of violence, and violence as it relates to entertainment, how it influences culture, and how I guess culture might influence violence. That seems to be what it's getting at with all of this. But there are still some things I'm not quite sure how they fit in. For example, Tammy. Like, I have so many ideas swirling in my head right now, but maybe it's better to finish this before I start reading any comments. Next time we'll have to ascend those stairs, but until then, if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.